What's happening, folks? It's your boy Javon. This is another installment of Javon Unplugged coming to you live and direct from California. And today, your boy is actually on an all-time high. I received something in the mail yesterday that has really had me a little elated and feeling very optimistic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you guys this great opportunity. So, peeled through the mail, pulled this out, and what do you have here? It's the official vote by mail ballot. So for those of you that have never participated in the voting process, you can do it by two ways. You can either head to the designated voting station in your particular district and show up with an identification and vote live and direct, or you can request to have a vote by mail ballot sent to you, which I personally recommend. Reason being, then you'll have time to actually sit down and look at things in a clear light at your own leisure. And if you have access to internet, or some sort of telephone, cell phone device, right there you can do Google searches and figure out right then and there who you're going to back as far as candidates. And then you can also read up and research on some of the different ballot measures or things that are going to be on your particular ballot depending on what state you're in. So I suggest you do it that way. Another thing is that you can use like a rough draft, because you still can go in and vote. You can't actually fill out your ballot, mail it in, and vote at the poll station, but you could have your ballot in front of you, do your due diligence, write down or circle who you plan on going to vote for, and then when you get to the voting station, then you can go ahead and leave your informational packet in the car, your ballot in the car, go get in line, walk into your particular little voting station area, and then cast your ballot. So for those of you that are a little apprehensive because you're going to be first-time voters, don't worry. Along with the informational packet comes a how to fill out your ballot sheet. So it tells you basically how you are to fill out the ballot for it to be counted. And for those of you that are bilingual, that's also in Spanish. So that decreases the margin of error as far as people filling out the form wrong. But what I wanted to do is I really wanted to kind of pull your coattails on something that I feel is of grave importance. Okay, so I know all through social media, this very, very first section has been the topic of concern and major debate. So as you can see, the first box deals with the President of the United States. And yes, it is important for you to cast your ballot if you're going to vote for who's going to be our next commander-in-chief. But there's far more at stake contained within this particular ballot than just the President of the United States. As you can see, here for the state of California, it's two full ballot sheets. Flip it over front and back. Let me just share with you guys very, very briefly the types of things that Californians are going to be tasked with voting for. You're going to be voting for a United States Senator. You're going to be actually two senators. You're going to be voting for the state assemblyman. In this particular district that I'm in school-wise, the Hueneme School District has a ballot measure for the new governing board member. I live in the city of Oxnard, so you're going to be, so the mayor is a very, very, very important box to check off. Also for the city of Oxnard, members of the city council, there's two of those, the city clerk, the city treasurer, as I flip it over. The Oxnard harbor commissioner is also up for contention. Now, when we get to what are called ballot measures, which are either referendums or actual different measures that us Californians are required to vote on if we so choose to exercise our right to vote, we're dealing with the state. There's Prop 51, which is a state school bond measure. There's 52 is deals with hospital medical fee programs. 53 deals with revenue bonds statewide. 55 deals with tax extensions to fund education and healthcare. In my opinion, that's a very, very important one. There's also a cigarette tax to fund healthcare, tobacco use and prevention and research, and law enforcement. There's criminal sentencing, especially for parolees within the juvenile criminal system. So that the young folks are our future. So that's something that is very, very important. Then as we keep going, English proficiency, multilingual educational initiative. So Prop 58 is very, 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 very important here in the state of California. It deals with whether or not we're going to be able to have bilingual classes legally in the public school system. For those of you that don't know, it was stricken down a while back, and now there's a measure to redo it and to reverse it, and to bring back bilingual education in the public school setting. Also, 59 has to deal with corporate and political spending. Anything Prop 60 deals with the adult film with condom health requirements and the initiative. Basically, that one deals with whether or not the state will require people that participate in adult films, if they have to by law, I guess out of health concerns, wear protection while they're performing those acts. That's one that I believe is big here. State prescription drug purchasing pricing standard 61, that deals with the whether or not it impacts how veterans are able to access and to buy prescription medication. That's one that we hear a lot about. The death penalty is another one. One for me, 63, deals with firearm ammunition sales, and this is an initiative that I looked very, very closely into. I'm a registered member of the NRA. Proud to say that. Doesn't mean that I'm a Republican, so don't think that just because I'm part of the NRA that I'm a Republican. I'm not. I'm a registered independent. But where I'm going with this last one, the marijuana legalization in the state of California, for all you individuals that are in Colorado or Washingtonians that already have had the vote, and you guys are a state that made marijuana legal. California is trying to follow suit. So where I'm going with this, folks, is that participating in the election of government officials and voting on these different bills and initiatives and things that will immediately impact your everyday life is a very, very sacred and very, very important thing. All I'm saying is that there's thousands, if not millions, of folks who died trying to get the right to vote. So voting is made easy now. If you can't take the time to get off of work and to head off to an actual polling station, then, as I said, do like me. Get the official vote by mail ballot. You have time, you have the resources. If you're viewing this, that means that you have internet access. So it's free to get one of these. You don't have to pay to vote. Believe it or not, there's some folks that feel like there's still poll taxes. Per the Constitution, charging the poll tax is unconstitutional, so you don't have to pay to vote. What you need to do is you need to pay attention. Then you need to take the initiative. And then when you get done with all this stuff, with all in here, give it the good old-fashioned John Hancock. You don't even need to put postage on here. You put it right there inside of your post box or drop it off at your local post office, and it's a done deal. So again, for all you guys that know me, you know that I feel like voting is very, very important. I appreciate you guys tuning in and taking time to listen to what your boy had to say. So on that note, I'm about to head out into the next episode. But I'm gonna leave you guys with a very, very important, very, very good visual. Let me slide over, let you guys know about yeah.